KSL Broadcast House. This is Sunday Edition with the Deseret News and KSL.
Good morning and welcome to Sunday Edition. I'm Deanie Wimmer. Our focus this morning is technology and education. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos was here to speak at a tech summit. I sat down with her one-on-one and found out one of her goals for Utah.
We used infusion on this, which is not something that a lot of people can do. So,
can you tell me more about infusion?
Secretary DeVos likes to see innovation in schools, so state education leaders showed off the best Utah has to offer, Granite District's Applied Tech Institute. From a carbon fiber violin,
What are you guys working on?
to other composite projects, students here get jobs with companies like Boeing and Orbital ATK as soon as they graduate from high school.
And we see an example here today of an educational environment that's very different than a traditional senior high and high school classroom.
She believes more of this kind of public-private collaboration and non-traditional choices will help students succeed no matter their zip code.
I just think that the case can be made that every student, no matter the family's income, should be able to find an educational environment that works for that child.
Utahns rejected full-out school choice with vouchers, but that was nearly 10 years ago. She thinks the tide is shifting.
I think, the momentum around choice and educational choice has continued to build across the country. If the state of Utah decided they didn't want to participate in something, they certainly would have that right. I would certainly hope to try to encourage leadership to consider otherwise.
I asked how Utah should address one of our most pressing problems, the teacher shortage.
Well, first of all, a great classroom teacher is invaluable. And I think that there's a good case to be made that good teachers should be paid more and bad teachers should no longer teach.
Her message at a Tech Ideas conference certainly reveals her vision of schools here in Utah and across the country.
Well, I think generally speaking that education is probably the largest area of our economy and of our culture that has not had the same kind of innovation and disruption brought to bear as has every other sector.
That was Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, here to talk more about the things that we showed her, tech education and the impressive career opportunities is Rick Bullion from Salt Lake Community College and Michael Bowis from the Davis Applied Technology Center. Thank you both for being here. It was an insightful visit, and I just wanted to show you or to ask you, one of the things you showed us are kids that are in high school getting skills and they have jobs, real jobs after high school. Walk us through that.
We found that in the industry of aerospace, there were so many companies that couldn't find workers. And they said, we've got to find a way to get the high school kids in the program. So we started working with the high schools and found a way to attach their curriculum with ours and get high school kids into the program while they're still juniors and get them out to the companies. The magic that followed was kids leaving high school as composites technicians at $35,000 a year.
And the companies on the other side of this are lined up, ready to give them internships, get to know them, and then hire them. Why are they willing to do that?
Well, they want to expand their workforce pipeline. And in order to do so, with 3.1% unemployment in the state, they have to start with high school students. And so if you can reach down and get to a high school student, introduce them to what manufacturing really is today, not what people think it is, but what it really is today, and show that it's an incredible career opportunity, companies, they'll beat a door to your, they'll beat a path to your door. But at the same time, we have to make sure they're a good partner, that they don't take the students too soon, because they really do. They come in and they try to entice these students sometime to try to get them too soon. The high school students, they certainly wait till they graduate.
Hopefully. And to be clear, Michael, they're not saying, okay, kids, after high school, you don't need any more education, just get a job.
Correct.
That's not the message here.
No, the message is you're creating a career path that will lead you wherever you want to go. And the beauty that we find with the students is we get them their first step as a composites technician, but they're working for Boeing or Orbital ATK, a major company that hires engineers. And so the company will then assist them with tuition assistance and allow them to get a 4-year degree. And so they can either work as a composites technician and make a lot of money, or they can continue their education, what I call just-in-time education, when there's an opportunity within the company to progress, then you retool your education, add more to it, and then you become an engineer.
And one of the Boeing execs there said, we'll pay for their education. You know, have them come work for us and get their education on our dime. What parent doesn't want that?
Exactly, and it's really called stackable credentials, and that's a term that's being used nationwide. When a student comes through one of our programs and is successful, they go into the employment, and a company, they love to invest in their people because the market is so tight. So after whatever their company says, okay, 6 months, a year, once you're successful for us, we'll help you get better and have more education and tools in your tool basket. And so what they'll do is they'll put an incentive in front of those people and say, all right, you want to finish your associate's degree, you want to finish another certificate, or like Mike said, if you want to go on for a baccalaureate degree. Some of the best engineers come from the technical side before they go on to be an engineer.
And that seemed to be one of the messages. The Secretary of Education said, we've been doing students a disservice if we just tell them the only pathway is a 4-year degree, because at that point, they don't have a lot of the options still. This just shows students all their options.
Yeah. The great thing about stackable credentials and adding more degrees to your repertoire is that you will progress through a company and you'll start making a lot more money than you started. And so when parents talk about what earning potential there will be, when you can make something and then design it as an engineer, you make a better product. Studies have shown that if you know how to make it, you know how to design it in a much better fashion.
You touched on this a little bit, and I just want to briefly ask you. She mentioned, the Secretary of Education, that 60% of kindergartners will go into a job force with jobs that don't even exist. Is that why these things are important?
I think they're extremely important. I mean, I think as a kid way back when, the thought of having a tool in your pocket that gives you the world in a smartphone, well, that didn't exist back then. And so who knows what students today will have when they're 16, 17, 18 years old, and they're either going into the workforce or they're going into a 4-year environment. And so I tend to agree. I'm not sure what the percentage will be, but at the same time, there are technologies that some of the best and brightest are developing that who knows where it'll take us.
Yeah. The potential here for a lot of families seems strong, and we've got a perfect example of what we've been discussing, not only for the students, but for their families. A South Jordan father and son graduated with the same diplomas on the same day from Utah Valley University, and what they learned in the process could boost the earning potential for thousands of families. They've got cap and gown and jobs already in hand. Lane Pfeiffer.
Even before I graduated, I had about 9 different job offers on the table.
They're in the range of $50,000 to $60,000 from just a 2-year degree.
And his dad, Aaron, didn't intend to graduate from the Electrical Automation and Robotic Technology program at the same time.
We were originally looking for something for my youngest son.
But it offered a first job.
What's really neat about it is these skills are just taught in a two-year degree, and it's not something we need to go to school for 4 to 6 years in order to get these valuable skills.
And a chance for a father with a master's degree to reinvent his career.
That it was just a good add-on to my previous degrees, as well as the experience that I've had in previous employment. I'm sure that this has probably put a new definition of helicopter parent on this.
Their wife and mom, who also happens to be Governor Herbert's education advisor, learned about these high-tech 2-year degrees in her official capacity.
By a group of employers who are having a very difficult time filling these high-tech positions.
She thought how these programs could help Utah students, starting in her own family.
Are really the best-kept secrets in Utah. They're things that parents don't know about.
But if you come in and do them, you're given a skill that's in such demand right now. We can't fill these positions fast enough.
As she handed the diploma to her 2 graduates, she and other education leaders hope more Utah students know their choices.
That there are so many different options for higher education.
Just this past week, the Utah Foundation reported 71% of major employers surveyed are having a hard time finding the skilled labor they need. So, gentlemen, these are implications for both students and maybe for their parents to have on their radar so they can advise.
There are so many people right now that are underemployed. They might be working 2 jobs, maybe one, $10 or $12 an hour, and it's hard to make ends meet. with a little bit of training at any one of our locations, we can get them into a manufacturing environment and a technical environment, and really, I think, break a cycle and put them on a new career path.
Hopefully this will provide a lot of families some new options they hadn't thought of.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. John Bullion from Salt Lake Community College, Michael Bowis from Davis Supply Technology College. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Now, it's a daunting task for recruiters, hiring hundreds of teachers. See how they're luring teachers from around the country to the Beehive State next. This is Sunday Edition. And from a housekeeper to a hospital worker, a refugee success story when Sunday Edition on KSL continues.
Come check out the new 2017 models at Legacy RV, Utah's RV destination. Like this 2017 Pacific Coachworks Blazin' Toy Hauler. Compared nearly $35,000 right now at Legacy RV for only $24,995. Begin your legacy today at Legacy RV, Utah's RV destination.
Chevy is the most awarded car company 3 years in a row.
Really?
Let's see how quickly you can read through all their awards.
2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Kelley Blue Book 2016 Best Resale Value.
U.S. News Best Car for the Money. 10 Best blah, blah, blah.
Only about 90 more to go.
2017 IIHS Top Safety.
2017 North American Car of the Year.
That's a lot of awards.
Get 20% below MSRP on all Malibu LT models. That's $5,200 on this Chevy Malibu. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Does it really matter how fast you call a lawyer after you're hurt? What's the harm in waiting?
What if I told you waiting to call a lawyer after you've been injured can cause evidence to slip away, and you may not get the money you need to get better?
Is that true?
It is true. The sooner you call Siegfried and Jensen after an injury, the sooner we can go to work to get you the money you deserve and need to get better. If you've been hurt, don't wait. Call Siegfried and Jensen for your free consultation now.
Two brothers locked in a battle of the ages with no end in sight. When they finally eat those pancakes, it's on us. For a limited time at IHOP, kids eat free every day from 4 to 10 p.m.
With just the click of a button, LHMauto.com is taking car shopping to a whole new level. Our newly redesigned website makes it simple to compare vehicles, complete financing, and set up a test drive, all from the comfort of your own home or anywhere. LHMauto.com is faster, more convenient, and helps ensure the vehicle you want is ready when you get to the dealership, saving you time and money. And with over 17,000 vehicles to browse, you'll easily find the perfect car for you. Visit the all-new LHMauto.com today.
Come check out the new 2017 models at Legacy RV, Utah's RV destination. Like this 2017 Sport Trek 30-foot travel trailer. Compare at nearly $32,000 right now at Legacy RV for only $22,995. Begin your legacy today at Legacy RV, Utah's RV destination.
If you were just waking up to this, let us tell you what we know.
Severe weather, more tornadoes battering the south.
What's the most important lesson?
You have to be a good leader and listen to a lot of people.
How is this emotionally?
Let me tell you, Savannah, I'm going to appreciate every day that I'm here.
Welcome back. Utah is in the midst of a teacher crisis. We have hundreds of openings and thousands of new students. I found school districts are now competing against each other to hire enough quality teachers.
The Utah Jazz select Gordon Hayward.
I'm really excited to get here.
The Canyon School District drafts Colleen Gallagher.
I was interested in coming into Utah because of the beautiful mountains.
Rudy Gobert from Saint Coutan.
Very happy to be part of the Jazz family.
Mariah Thompson.
I'm also excited for the beautiful mountains and everything.
Like the Jazz, Utah school districts are building teams of all-stars. They don't have million-dollar salaries, more like a $1,000 relocation stipend.
It was a perfect match.
Hired. But unlike the Jazz, the Canyons and other districts aren't just looking for 1 or 2 stars.
400 teachers at least.
Over 300 teachers.
Alpine District, 700 teachers.
So we are all out there saying, show me the teacher.
Crisscrossing the country like never before, hitting job fairs in the Big Apple. Times Square, touting Utah as the place to be. In Minneapolis, recruiters for the Canyons get inspiration from the big leagues before making their pitch.
You are definitely going to have support.
Meanwhile, Jordan District heads to the Alamo and Oregon, home of another job fair and world-famous Voodoo Donuts. Their pitch?
There's no metropolitan city closer to snow than we are.
The Granite District 2 is recruiting, but where is on a need-to-know only basis. And apparently, we don't need to know.
I prefer not to disclose that.
Their pitch?
It's top secret in reality.
They are, after all, competing against each other.
Well, I would like to know so I could mimic that, so if it's that awesome.
I don't want to tell all my secrets, but I will tell you, we had to start thinking outside the box.
They also had to start paying more. Jordan announced a $10 million increase in teacher salaries. All teachers will now make at least $40,000. Those who already do will also get a pay increase. Canyons quickly topped that by $500 and offered an average 6% raise. Not to be outdone, Murray District bumped up starting salaries and offered an 11% raise. Granite District pulled out all stops, $41,000 starting salary and a 12% raise for everyone. But Utah's most remote district took the lead, offering certain veteran teachers more than $80,000 to come or stay in San Juan County.
We have 60% turnover or higher. And in our core areas, in our secondary schools, it's probably pushing 70 or 80%.
We'll be calling them Q-tip, Quality Teacher Incentive Program teachers.
What were the strategies that would be helpful here?
Jenny Adsity is a Q-tip teacher at Montezuma Creek Elementary, located on the Navajo Nation in the southeastern corner of Utah. She teaches 6th grade and now mentors less experienced teachers and reviews data. She welcomes the added responsibility and pay.
My heart just always pulled me home because I'm so invested in this community. I live here and I just want to build the community up.
It's not easy. The remoteness means an hour drive just to the grocery store. And that's not all.
These kids qualify for the highest poverty rate anywhere probably in the United States.
But the pilot program has ushered in such success.
Just the fact this building we're sitting in right now, Montezuma Creek Elementary, does not qualify for any state turnaround resources is a tremendous success.
They're hoping to replicate Q-tip in more of their schools.
What's our most important step?
Extra pay has also had an immediate effect on Wasatch Front recruiting efforts.
We have almost doubled to tripled the amount of applications we've received.
But will it be enough? At stake is who will teach our children come fall, and whether every class will have a quality teacher.
I really hope so.
We want the best for our Utah kids.
It's a crapshoot as far as being staffed.
Yeah, a crapshoot. At last check, the rosters still have vacancies, especially in school psychologists, special ed, and math. So the countdown's on. We'll stay on this as we head back to school. Right now, Utah is home to thousands of refugees. Many have escaped from war-torn countries and are searching for the American dream. As Ashley Kewish found out, one local group is aiming to help them get there.
Here's the menu.
Dinner is usually a time when friends and family can come together.
We have had African food, Nepali. It's good.
Most of the people in this room are students.
Nursing school, it kept me busy and then working full time. So this was amazing. Hey, Ghana. How are you?
Their shared refugee background bonds them.
They come with those degrees left behind. They have to start over.
Hussein and Varen understand that. They met on the job at Huntsman Cancer Hospital.
We were working together as a housekeeper and started moving forward.
They found support with the Refugee Education Initiative.
We don't have to stress on anything else except for we have to study and work.
And now?
So now we're working together in the same unit where we started housekeeping.
These two are now registered nurses.
I don't think I would have been a nurse by now if it wasn't for them.
To date, the Refugee Education Initiative has provided support to 300 refugee students.
Books, computers, eyeglasses, dental work, whatever is creating an obstacle for them to be able to finish.
Since January 2014, 95 refugees have gained education certificates, some even master's degrees. At this dinner, 40 are being recognized for their success.
The power of our program is in their stories. The power of the refugee is in their story.
A story that's still being written.
The main goal is being a nurse practitioner. Yeah, that's the main goal.
The program is funded by a private donor who was also at the dinner. So not only a chance for those refugees to celebrate, but a chance to also say thank you. Coming up next, a powerful story of faith and hope.
What do you get when Batman leaves church early?
Christian Bale.
And what do you get when you donate to Primary Children's Hospital?
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the hospital.
So please donate during the Primary Children's Hospital Telethon, June 2nd on KSL 5, or donate now online.
I want to be a superhero till I grow up. There are a lot of heroes at Primary Children's Hospital.
Murphy's Law says trying new things can be difficult. Papa Murphy's Law says when everything is scratch-made, fresh-grated, and just chopped, trying new things can be delicious. Murphy's Law of nice try. Papa Murphy's Law of nice dinner. Tonight, home bake a large taco grande, topped with unique taco ingredients like salsa, refried beans, and seasoned beef or chicken. Just $10. Papa Murphy's.
You're not going to help me out of my Come back.
If you think you're losing your teen and don't know where to turn, Lifeline can help. We've been helping teens and their families for over 25 years. We help with drug use, depression, suicide attempts, family conflict, and more. To schedule a free consultation, call or visit lifelineutah.com.
Toyota time means it's time to go places. Now go tow something in your new Tundra.
Oh, I will. Here she comes.
I want to consider renaming it, though.
By what?
Right now, get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Hey, look, I caught some fish.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're feeding your obsession for fiery taco time taste with our incredible new ghost pepper chicken burrito. Stuffed with mouth-watering fajita chicken, shredded cheddar cheese, zesty salsa fresca, hot jalapenos, and spicy ghost pepper sauce. We finish it off with a cool avocado cream sauce for the perfect balance of flavors. Try the new ghost pepper chicken burrito today at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Alyssa Parker lost her 6-year-old daughter, Emily, in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings nearly 5 years ago. That tragedy led her to search for increased faith and healing. Religion specialist Carol Makita talked with her about her book, An Unseen Angel.
Emily was a very unique child from the very beginning. I think the thing that I remember most about her was her compassion and her love for people around her, and she expressed that often through her artwork.
Alyssa Parker describes her bright, beautiful 6-year-old daughter, Emily, who lost her life at Sandy Hook Elementary. Shock and the horror of that day led Alyssa and her husband, Robbie, to search for increased faith.
When Emily died, that faith, it just wasn't enough. Just to have faith. I needed to know. And I needed to know with a certainty where my daughter was. And that is what I went to God with.
Alyssa writes of feeling God's hand and the love of strangers.
Why did you want to do the book?
I felt their prayers. I felt the help, the extra help that was received. And I felt like I was this witness to this miracle of the power of good.
As she grieved, Alyssa says she was inspired to reach out to the shooter's father.
He poured his heart out to us and expressed his story and his son's story. And all of a sudden, this person no longer was just the monster that he was in that moment that he took my child's life. And it was a moment of many that led me ultimately to find that forgiveness in my heart. Even though I didn't go into it expecting that, it absolutely helped me in a way that would have been impossible otherwise.
The Parkers, originally from Utah, decided to bury Emily next to her grandfather in Ogden. But flying her body here was particularly difficult for Alyssa.
That was very hard to think of my daughter being taken on an airplane with cargo in that way.
Utahns embraced them. They were greeted by Emily's favorite color, pink.
And seeing all the ribbons that people put up all through my drive to Ogden and I just saw thousands and thousands of hands. That moment just completely softened the darkness I was feeling. I felt such a love and comfort in such a difficult time from these sweet people, and I just remember just feeling at home.
The book is dedicated to Emily because she is an unseen angel. Her mother writes, "You helped me see the beautiful connections that bind us together forever."
It's been such an amazing and valuable blessing that we've been able to walk away from this experience with.
Carol Makita, KSL 5 News.
Thank you, Carol, for that beautiful story. I want to take a minute and wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day and tell one mom in particular how grateful I am for her today and every day. Yep, that's my mom. You know, they say you don't fully appreciate your parents until you have your own kids. It's so true. I struggle with 2. She raised 6 of us selflessly, patiently. She taught us how to work, and she taught us how to love each other. And we have so much fun together now that I just feel blessed every day. So, love you, Mom. That does it for this week's edition of Sunday Edition. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with pictures of the KSL staff and their moms and children. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.